Goku vs Superman. For 20 years, this matchup still can't be decided. The face of strength for comics and the bar to reach for anime. Two aliens from distant destroyed worlds landing on Earth and growing to protect the weak with overwhelming strength. So who would win? The man with the strength beyond the gods versus the man with the form the gods cannot reach. Who would win? Kal-El versus Kakarot. Son Goku versus Superman. Superman, the last son of Krypton, an alien who gets his strength from the largest celestial object in the solar system, the sun. As long as there's a star, Superman's strength has no limit, with Superman having some of the most ridiculous lifting strength feats that I've ever seen, with Superman being able to bench press the weight of the entire Earth for 5 days straight, with the Earth weighing 6 septillion tons. Superman was also able to lift 200 quintillion tons with just a single arm. Superman was also able to pull billions of planets linked by a chain from a dying galaxy. And just Superman's sneeze is so powerful that he can rip apart solar systems. Yeah, top that, Saitama. Superman also lifted a book of infinite pages, which would make his strength, well, with Superman fighting against beings that can rip apart universes and make it look easy too. Post-crisis Superman in a fight with himself, Golden Age Superman was able to rewrite timelines and shatter the space-time continuum, with it being stated multiple times that they were going to shatter each other's universes, and we even see them rewriting timelines with their fists, with Superman also having 1/5 of the power of the Big Bang itself, with Superman fighting against the high-intellect Brainiac on 13 different occasions, with Brainiac being able to destroy timelines and rewrite universes, with Superman also being able to tank the force of the entire antimatter universe right to the face. Superman fights against Nebula Man, who is a literal walking universe. Superman even fights against Monarch, whose destructive power was stated to be unparalleled, even comparing it to the Big Bang. And in Monarch's fight with Captain Atom, they were literally twisting space and time and causing composed universes to explode, with Captain Atom himself being able to create his own universes. But speaking of universes, let's talk about the DC cosmology and address some of the misconceptions. But instead of me talking about it, I'll let Drip handle it.
Hello everyone, Drip here. DC's cosmology has been overrated for years. There's many implications of the DC cosmology being dimensional in nature. The arguments people try to make to say that it's Platonic or contains infinite dimensional constructs are pretty insane, considering the fact that said infinite dimensional statements don't even exist. Simply having a statement claiming there to be parallel worlds and infinite dimensions could just simply be affirming both the quantity and the quality of the same thing, as it is a common trope used in fiction to represent parallel worlds and universes. Not to mention that Paul Jenkins literally debunked that claim and admitted his previous statement was a misunderstanding. The bleed being pan-dimensional is literally in context to it containing all the universes, and it has been referred to as a hyperspace on multiple occasions. Another thing is that the Platonic statements come from Batman, so it could simply just be dismissed as a knowledge claim. However, the truth of the matter is that Platonism scales absolutely nowhere, and only entails subjective concepts which have no universally applicable axioms to rest on, such as love, beauty, and anger. Multiple statements regarding the existence of higher dimensions are taken out of context. The almost 2,000th dimensional scan is from a computer model about a theoretical model of the universe, and I don't think I need to explain why those two factors alone debunk the claims. Another statement about 11 dimensions is easily refuted by the fact that dimensions don't explode, and the scan has conflicting conditions, as 11 dimensions are stated to be unquantifiable, which makes no sense whatsoever. The 8-dimensional arguments come from the scan where the top has no relation to the bottom, as simply talking about reading a book with an 8th-dimensional Mobius curve within its story doesn't imply that that's what's being referenced in the bottom part of the scan, as as he simply says he's from a higher dimension, which is true, and he calls the world 3D, so any claims about DC's atoms being boundless are easily contradicted by the source material. Not to mention, the fifth dimension has actually been referenced as spatial dimensions multiple times, and this scan where it states that it isn't is literally a fake scan. The DC cosmology in of itself has been heavily overrated for multiple years, but lucky for you guys, I'm currently working on a massive debunk to DC's cosmology and why it actually doesn't get past 6th dimensional. And trust me, the amount of evidence for that is insane. But let's talk about Superman's feats and why they aren't as impressive as people think. The feat of Superman punching the World Forger is taken heavily out of context because, for one, the World Forger is weakened when he's within the multiverse, and he literally agrees with Batman to align multiple stars so Superman can pass through them in order to amp himself to damage the World Forger. So Superman needs heavy amps before he can damage a far weakened version of a monitor from the 6th dimension. And logically speaking, the monitor had to weaken himself to a 3-dimensional level to exist in the universe. The argument that concepts like weight, distance, temperature, and even space-time have largely lost their meaning to Superman, making him out-of-versal, is completely absurd, because it mentions space-time and distance within the exact same sentence, which are both entailing the exact same thing, so it's pretty redundant for them to be repeating the statement. Also, it mentions temperature and weight as a part of those concepts, which makes it clear that it's not in reference to abstract concepts, hence it cannot be out-of-versal. He even says they have largely lost their meaning to him. First of all, they would need to completely lose meaning to him in order for it to even be considered out-of-versal, and not just largely. And not even losing meaning, but losing value, because something losing meaning to you doesn't imply that you scale above it. Superman is simply saying he's gotten faster and stronger, and that's it. Another argument is that Superman has speed that defies the common concepts of space and time, hence making him a relevant speed. But this is just in context to his speed being unbelievable, and the fact that it says common concepts is just in reference to mental ideas and not abstract concepts. It literally says through special warps known to him, so he accelerates for a long time till it reaches a certain speed where he's able to warp into a different realm. The DC cosmology is way too complex to be discussed in this video, and is an entirely separate video in of itself, and the relationship between the cosmology and the people who scale to it is very complex. But I will be covering all of that on my channel very soon, as I've already scripted a video, so be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel and turn on the notifications so you don't miss when I upload it. Alright, Divine, back to you.
But wait, let's say that everything was wrong. What if the bleed does contain an infinite number of higher dimensional spaces? What if Batman was right and the God Sphere holds objective concepts? What if Superman's strength was above the abstract concepts of space and time? And what if Superman actually does scale to the World Forger? That would mean the bleed alone is high hyperversal. The God Sphere would be outerversal. Limbo would transcend the God Sphere, making it one layer into outer. The Monitor Sphere transcends that, making it 2 layers. Beyond this is the Source Wall, that is a place beyond thought itself. And Superman was able to shatter it, meaning Superman would be 3 layers into outerversal with a relevant speed. With Superman's strength laid out on the table, a new question arises. How strong is Earth's angel?
Son Goku, a Saiyan from Earth whose goal is to become the strongest mortal in the entire universe. Goku's strength has increased drastically over time, as in the movies, Goku's able to surpass Garlic Jr., who can create 5D hyperspaces in the Dead Zone, and even use Kaioken times 100 against Lord Slug. Additionally, Goku can surpass Metacooler, who is stated to have infinite power and boundless energy, as the space they travel through while using instant transmission transcends time itself, with Goku and Cooler being able to move and fight within this space, making their movement speed immeasurable, or literally faster than time itself. Goku is even able to shake all of the afterlife just by transforming into Super Saiyan 3, with the afterlife being stated to be a transcendental dimensions beyond the living universe, as it's void of the very concept of space and time. And now, Goku's entering into the realm of the gods and far beyond. At the beginning of Dragon Ball Super, Goku's able to contend with the God of Destruction Beerus, with their fight increasingly getting more devastating, as the old Kai and the narrator conclude that their punches have enough force to obliterate the entire Universe 7 macrocosm into nothingness, with the macrocosm being an infinite construct housing 7 different space-times, with the afterlife in particular being stated to be beyond the concept of space and time, with concepts themselves being abstract abstract from everything, non-physical and non-mental, existing as the perfect version of all that is, and exists beyond infinite dimensions. Goku and Beerus were threatening to destroy all of this with just their punches alone. Goku proceeds to get millions to billions of times stronger throughout the course of Dragon Ball Super, as he's able to absorb the god power into his base form, as he now has the power of a god all to himself. But again, this doesn't even scratch the surface of how strong Goku truly is, as when you add Dragon Ball Heroes, this just turns into a completely different monster. Capsule Corp Goku, an alternate version of Goku that works through the Time Nest to safeguard all of history and protects life throughout all of creation, as the Time Nest is home to people like Konoha, who compared to pretty much everyone else in Dragon Ball Heroes is extremely weak. However, in full perspective, she's incomprehensibly powerful. While Zeno can erase entire timelines, Konoha can actually merge multiple of these timelines together casually and hold up all of creation with her pure strength alone, as she's completely unbounded by time as she controls all of it, as the main antagonist Demigra has now broken free of his binds in the crack of time and vows to destroy all possible paths of history and recreate it all in his own image, as in Dragon Ball Heroes, there's confirmed to be an infinite or uncountable amount of these possible paths of history, with endless possibilities. With endless possibilities, this is word for word the many worlds interpretation, with the many worlds interpretation of quantum mechanics asserting that all possible outcomes of quantum measurements are physically realized in some alternate world. Basically, anything that can happen will happen, with a probabilistic outcome of there being higher dimensional beings and realms that can exist in some alternate timeline within a time nest, with these timelines containing the afterlife within each and every macrocosm that's stated to transcend the concept of space and time, and there are even realms that house a Sukurugu space and hyperbolic time chamber that's stated to transcend the concept of space and time. With this, there's an infinite amount of histories, with Demigra going to destroy all of this, which is crazy considering characters as weak as Evil Aunt Frieza selling Kid Buu can destroy entire time crystals that represent timelines themselves. Demigra was going to destroy the entire time nest and even the parallel quests that extend their own infinite history that exists external to it, as he absorbs Toki Toki, a bird of necessary existence for all of history, the controller of fate itself, and exists beyond infinite dimensions, responsible for creating all of infinite creation, as Demigra has now gained power beyond human comprehension and powers up an attack to end all of history itself. But to everyone's surprise, Capsule Corp Goku in base withstands the attack and nullifies it before he even knew what any of the god forms were, meaning a base form Dragon Ball Z CC Goku can catch an attack that can obliterate infinite outerversal worlds in base. Goku later fights against Mira, who surpassed Demigra in strength, whose self-destruction alone was so powerful it was going to obliterate all of space and time contained within the time nest, with even beings like Toa, who can exist beyond infinite dimensions, claim that she won't escape this explosion either, and that it's over for everyone, as Mira was put down by a post-Universe 6 Saga Super Saiyan Blue Goku without Kaioken, with Demigra returning with even more terrifying power, as he's now gained a third form that was threatening the real world, with Beats World existing conceptually higher than Dragon Ball Heroes itself, as it views the entire game as fiction, meaning even if there was an infinite dimensional being that exists within Dragon Ball Heroes or Xenoverse, they would still be conceptually closer to the game variant than any real world counterpart, as Demigra was going to destroy all of this as he was put down by Xeno Goku in base, with CC Goku now being stronger than Celius, who can reset all of Beats World, and Meki Kabura, who can destroy it and swallow all of the infinite timelines into his body as he's able to regenerate endlessly. CC Goku later battles against an even stronger Xeno Goku as a Super Saiyan Blue, with Xeno Goku himself being so powerful that just by transforming into Super Saiyan 4, his power will be a threat to all of time, promising the Supreme Kai of Time he would never use it, but he needs it to fend off CC Goku. As in a cinematic battle against Fu, Xeno Goku and CC Goku need to merge their power together to stand a chance. With this fusion achieved, Xeno Goku and Capsule Corp Goku unleash an onslaught of power that breaks through Fu's barrier and forces him to block it himself, with the sheer intensity of their attack having the potential to one-shot Fu, as their newfound power transcends Blue Gogeta, who is believed to have the capability to confront the Omni King himself, and is even able to defeat Hearts, who can 5v1 Jiren, Hit, Piccolo, 17, and Trunks all at the same time, with Zeno himself being stronger than the gods of destruction, who can destroy all of Beats World with their fights. as their power now surpasses Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, who can defeat Dark Omega Shenron with one finger, with the same Omega having the power to obliterate all of reality at a whim, with CC Goku combining his power with the universe tree as CC Goku transforms into the most powerful state yet, a transformation that can make all of creation tremble. Universal Blue Goku. With this, he's able to overwhelm Fu and ultimately defeat him, firing Kamea Wave to finally end Fu's reign of terror, which is absolutely insane considering that Fu transcended to the Charisma world, which views even Beats world as fiction. With CC Goku being connected to the Dragon Ball Xenoverse games, this gives him a plethora of hacks such as boundary manipulation, meaning there's nothing he cannot achieve and can make the impossible possible, as even Demigra had the ability to change fate and probability itself, and he was clapped on by Xeno Goku, who was just defeated by CC Goku using Mastered Ultra Instinct. He has the ability to control life, matter, space, reality, probability, and even has conceptual manipulation. He has the ability to create miracles or destroy them. CC Goku scales to boundless with irrelevant speed.
So in the matchup between the symbol of hope and the hope of the universe, the winner is Son Goku. The reason Goku wins is because Goku's connection to Dragon Ball heroes makes him absolutely ridiculous. By every definition of the word, he completely outscales, even granting Superman every argument you could possibly give him, and even times where he was amped, it doesn't matter. He still gets put in a box by base CC Goku. In the end, I guess we finally know who wins between the man with the strength beyond the gods versus the man with the form the gods cannot reach. Because someone as strong as you
should know when you're completely outclassed.
What's up guys, it's Divine. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you guys like and subscribe and hit that notification bell so you never miss an upload. And make sure you guys go follow the TikTok and join the Discord server. All the links for those will be in the description. And of course, shout out to Drip Sauce and Kazi for hopping on this one. Make sure you guys go subscribe to their channels as well. Drip is coming out with a huge Dragon Ball scale and a huge DC debunk, and Kazi is coming out with a How Strong is Naruto video, so make sure you guys go check those out. And I want to give a shout out to my boy Carpet. He's about to hit 100 subscribers on YouTube, so go check him out too. But anyway, tell me in the comments, do you agree with the verdict? Who do you think would win between Goku and Superman?